So in 2007, the Chinese tested a kinetic anti-satellite weapon, direct descent. So it launched from Earth, directly hit a Chinese satellite, and generated something like 10,000 pieces of debris. It was the worst debris-generating event in history. The result has been a lot of that debris continues in orbit, and we've even had to move the International Space Station at times to avoid getting hit by it. This signaled to much of the world that kinetic anti-satellite weapons have long-term effects that could have influenced or impact a lot of people, a lot of space systems, including your own, because you have no control over where that debris is. So as a result, there has been a lot of interest in non-kinetic. And non-kinetic can still be destructive in some cases. You can fire lasers, high-energy particle beams, high-energy microwaves at sensors that will fry them, essentially, overload them. You can fire them at parts of the body of the satellite. So you could, in theory, burn out solar panels or even burn holes into the satellite itself. And then you have things like jamming and cyber, where it's less destructive. You're simply preventing communication. You're preventing the satellite from operating normally. There are also some more exotic ideas that the National Air and Space Intelligence Center, NASIC, reported on in a public report a couple of years ago. Aerosols. You could, in theory, blind the cameras if you were to position yourself in front of the satellite and almost like a graffiti artist spray paint the cameras. You could emit a cloud. In space, things don't necessarily move relative to each other very much, assuming you get the orbital mechanics right. So you could lay down a cloud of smoke. You could release a cloud of small light debris that would literally block the cameras from operating. You could park a satellite, another satellite, in front of a satellite and block the satellite. So that's actually happened by accident with something called Galaxy 15 a few years ago, where a satellite was drifting through the geosynchronous belt. It was constantly emitting. It's not clear what happened. Mostly we think it was an accident, but it just drifted through, and it essentially interfered with satellites as it both passed in front of them and at times stepped on their frequencies.